السلام عليكم. I'm Nizar Al-Matar. My ID number is 401900885. Today I'll answer these questions. First question is clarify the difference between the following. First of all, dew point. Dew point is the temperature which the air becomes saturated, which means 100% relative humidity. Relative humidity is the amount of water vapor in the air. And humidity ratio is the ratio of weight of moisture to the weight of dry air in the mixture. Okay. Second question is hydrometer and hygrometer. Hygrometer is an instrument to measure humidity or other gases in the air. Hydrometer is an instrument that used to determine specific gravity. Okay, electrometer and picnometer. Electrometer is for casting thickness measurement and to measure viscosity. And picnometer is used to measure the comparing density or specific weight of a liquid. High and low viscosity index. Low viscosity index is low viscosity index have a low resistance to shear easily. That means that is it can change easily with heat with low viscosity index, like honey for example. And high viscosity index don't change easily with temperature. Dynamic viscosity and kinematic viscosity. The dynamic viscosity is a measure of a fluid's resistance to shear or flow when some external force is applied. And kinetic viscosity is a measure of fluid resistance to shear under weight of gravity. Shear stress and pressure. They are very similar, but the shear stress is the force that come parallel to the surface. Okay. On the pressure, it pressed downward, like it pressed or shear stress only parallel on the surface. Okay. The units are CP, a unit for viscosity equivalent to 1,000 of poise, and centistoks is equal to the viscosity on poise divided by the density of the fluid per cube centimeter. SU is the kinematic viscosity unit. Dry pump and wet pump, dry bulb and wet bulb temperature. Okay, wet bulb temperature is the lowest temperature that which air can be cooled by the evaporation of water into the air at a constant pressure. And the dry temperature is the ambient temperature. The difference between these two are temperature is the measure of the humidity of the air. Okay, laminate hygrometer and hair hygrometer. Laminate is formed into helix as a humidity change. The helix flex and due to the change in length of wood. So it's rotating. It's very old. There is a newer one that is a hair hygrometer. It is that measure relative humidity by means of the variational of lengths of start. It's like a human hair. It's a change for 3 centimeters, and you can see the difference. It's more accurate, the hair hygrometer. Okay, we have resistance hygrometer and capacitance hygrometer. The principle of electroresistance varies in material that absorb moistures, and the capacitance measures humidity by detecting the change in capacitance of the polymer film. This type of sensor is sufficiently accurate in most cases. Okay. IR and microwave measuring device. IR is an instrument that substitutes a loss of dry method using the many official analytic methods of moisture determination. Microwave meters prove intent non-contact non-destructive testing. Explain the 5 techniques for measuring density. You have hydrostatic pressure. The type of density measuring relies on content height of liquid and measure the differential pressure. Have radiation density measurement by radiation increased appreciation of gamma radiation for increase the specific gravity of material. And vibration, dumping of a vibrating object in a fluid will increase the density for the fluid in an object. Okay, weight change on fixed volume. Measure the density by comparing the distillated water, comparing it to distillated water. And evaporated fork, it's similar to vibration but with a fork. Okay, give an example. Okay, at A we have a hydrometer, and the radiation, it's like a tank with gamma source and gamma detector. And vibration, it's like a vibrated tube. Weight change, picrometer. Vibration fork, it's a vibration fork. Explain the 4 mentioned types of viscosity measuring device. First we have a capillary viscometer, measuring the viscosity via a flight tube is one of the oldest methods determining the kinetic viscosity of a sample. Okay. Rotation, remotory, okay, rotary, for rotation, viscometer, okay, applied the viscosity weak level of the liquor to a liquid sample. So it's by determine the viscosity by the speed of the rotation or the liquid. Vibrating viscometer. Viscosity can also be measured by applying oscillating vibration to the sample and mention the damping effect of the fluid. And microfluidic meter. Microfluidic, it's an involved method for the determining the dynamic viscosity of the fluid or fluids in a small sample values by forcing a liquid sample through the microfluidic channel. Okay, what are the names of humidity ratios? We have specific humidity and absolute humidity. Explain the saturated temperature and the saturated pressure. Okay, saturated temperature, that means a boiling point of means a saturated temperature. Okay, means the boiling point of saturation temperature is the temperature that for corresponding saturation pressure that which liquid boils into vapor phase. Saturated pressure is the maximum pressure possible by water vapor at a given temperature. Show the method of saturation case. Okay, we have dry air and unsaturated air, unsaturated. Okay, explain the difference between the humidity ratio formula and the relative humidity ratio or the relative humidity formula. Okay, it's all by the one on the bottom of humidity. You have MA, mass of air, and the relative humidity mg. Okay, use the psychometric chart for the following. First one is 10.1, 10.2% of the, and the second one is 19. The third one is 15, it's 11.5, and the third is 23, the fourth 23.5 Celsius. When will the dew point happen? When the relative humidity reach 100%. Okay. Explain the types of hygrometers measurement methods. Oh, three. Explain three. Okay. Okay, we have here, like I said, changing in the hair due to the water absorption to the length, mostly 3% of a change of a human hair of the humidity change from 0. It can change from 0 to 100. And then you have the resistive change humidity. Change type. Humidity sensor pick up value of the sensor element in response to change in humidity. Since electro signals, same as the capacitive, but with the capacitive. Explain what the difference between the idea of these instruments devices. We have dew point measurement sensor. It is measuring humidity by cooling the air or gas until water condenses on an object, then measuring the temperature. A psychometer, temperature of the air is measured by a dry bulb thermometer and wet bulb thermometer. The two temperature can used with a psychometric chart to obtain the relative humidity. And we have Monster sensor. It's a microwave from 1 to 100 GHz are observed by the water vapor material. And 13, the answer will be if we increase the H or the hydrogen ions, the pH will decrease. So that's the relation. Okay. For the last question, I have found the answer is -3.5. And thank you.